Hello everybody, Kyoto Winston here, and today I will be doing What If Deku Was Accelerator Part 5. So, in the last part, Deku just gotten into the Hunter organization and was immediately the top dog. Why? Well, check out the last part. Now, continuing the story, after Deku joined the Hunter organization, he would have started doing commissions, and by that I mean doing different jobs for different people. Basically, he's like for hire, which would have continued for every single day for, let's say, 1 to 2 years. And at the age of 12, Deku, one night after finishing a commission, he would have been walking around the city trying to find some food to eat. Since it's like 11 o'clock and Deku still has not eaten lunch. Yes, Deku has not eaten lunch and dinner. So he's very hungry right now. And on his way to a shop, which he usually goes nearby, he would have saw a girl which is about his age running on a street away from, let's say, 3 to 5 men. Deku, seeing that, he would have thought, 5 men ganging up on a girl. Not something I'll see every day, but, like I care. I'm too hungry for that. And just as Deku was leaving and pretending to not see a thing, he would have heard metal bars clashing into each other. Deku turning back and seeing the girl with some metal sticks, who was swinging those sticks around and trying to get those guys off of her. Deku continuing to pretend he saw nothing, he would have just continued to walk away, as Deku would have just arrived at the shop and eat. Him, after eating, paying for what he ate, and leaving. However, while he was walking back home, he would have saw the same group of men carrying a girl, and or that girl who was waving those metal sticks around to try and protect herself. Them just throwing her onto a van and, well, leaving. Deku thinking, really, it took them 30 minutes to capture one girl? Wow. If you want to be villains, you should at least be more efficient at that. Well, it's not my problem anyways. But whenever Deku wanted to walk away, he would have had a flashback. In it, Deku would have saw himself and or a 3 years old Deku talking to Inko, his mom. With the 3 years old Deku crying, Inko would have started to basically comfort him, saying that no matter what he did or what he does, he can still be whatever he wants. Her asking what Deku really want to become, which the 3 years old Deku would have answered with a hero. As the flashback would have ended, Deku, after seeing that flashback, would have thought, I didn't know I had that memory in me. A hero, eh? Have not thought about that since that happened. Now, we'll cut to the men and or those 5 people who try to kidnap a girl. Them starting up their car and leaving the scene. As inside the van, the driver would have said, this job was a lot easier than we thought, right boys? Yeah, it is, even though this girl put up a bit of a fight. She's nothing against us. We're gonna earn big money, aren't we? Yep, looks like we are. As just then, they would have saw a man with white hair, red eyes, a black shirt with white stripes standing right in front of the van. The driver asking, boss, what should we do? Should we stop? Really? No, ram him. Okay. as those kidnappers would have rammed straight into Deku, which would have of course not worked, them crashing into Deku with Deku not moving a single inch. As for the van, it's heavily dented. Now, that crash would have of course stopped that car, with the men inside coming out and talking to Deku, asking Deku what he wants, to which Deku just simply, well, let's just say greet them with a fist. The kidnapper who was punched by Deku screaming in pain, as inside the van there still would have been 3 men and that girl inside that van, with 2 of the men exiting the van and telling the last one to guard the girl. They would have went out to, see what happened to the other guy who was screaming. However, just as those 2 went out, another scream would have been heard, them panicking even more as they would have took out their guns, handguns. With the last kidnapper and the girl inside the van, they would have heard more screaming and gunshots, followed by more gunshots and more screaming. Also, a sound of something being ripped apart, which would have of course terrified both the kidnapper and the girl inside the van. Just then, the last kidnapper would have grabbed onto the girl and took out his gun, him leaving the van while yanking the girl with him, as he would have thought that he will confront a hero, and, well, he was wrong, because whenever he left the van with the girl while pointing the gun at the girl's head, he would have saw Deku grabbing onto another one of those kidnappers, with the kidnapper yelling, "Stop!" This catching the attention of Deku, he would have looked at the man saying, "Huh? So, you came out last, kidnapper? How brave of you. You put that man down, or this girl is gonna get killed. You better listen to what I said. I will do it. I will pull the trigger and she will die." Deku saying, Now, you don't have to rush. Do what I say, now! So impatient. Deku letting go of that man and saying, "Well, now that I've let go of the man, let go of the girl, would ya?" No, not until you tell me where's my other friends." "Your other friends?" "I don't know, don't ask me." Don't dodge the question. The ones that came up before me, the driver, all of them." "Oh, them? Well, I don't know. Let's just say I gave them a warm greeting." Stop dodging the question. Just tell me, where are they?" Well, stop that. That's creepy. Tell me, where are my other friends? Now! I'm gonna shoot her. If you don't tell me where they are, I'm gonna shoot her. Seriously? You still haven't figured it out yet? Look around you. The kidnapper looking around and, well, he sees body parts everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean like an arm there, a leg there, a bit of fingers over there, and also a head. The guy seeing that would have of course been terrified, him saying, "What? No. Aren't you supposed to be a hero? You shouldn't be killing, should you?" As Deku hearing that, he would have laughed even harder, him saying, "Really? Do I look like a hero to you? Black shirt, red eyes, white hair?" This quote-unquote creepy laugh. Do I really, really look like to be a hero to you? Then that means that means you're the villain. You're a high-ranking villain. Deku slowly walking towards the man. He would have said, "A villain? No, no, I wouldn't consider myself as a villain. Let's just say I'm something between a villain and a hero. But I'm no hero though." The man being even more terrified by the second since Deku is walking towards him, he would have pointed the gun at Deku saying, "Don't come any closer, I'll shoot you, I'll fire, I'll pull a trigger." However, Deku would of course not have listened to that man and stopped, him just continuing to walk slowly towards that man, him inflicting more fear with each step and or each motion, until after walking for 3 steps, the man would have fired at Deku, which, yeah, Deku would have just reflected that back towards the man's head, and the man would have just died, with that kidnapper falling onto the ground, dead. Which just leaves the last person from that entire van, and or the last man from that entire van, being the guy Deku just let go and let him fall to the ground. Deku turning around and seeing that guy trying to crawl away, him saying, "Come on, don't try to run. You and I both know you can't escape." As Deku would have heard a voice coming from behind him saying, "No, stop, please, don't kill him." Deku turning around and seeing the girl who was kidnapped on her knees saying, He don't deserve to die. Don't kill him, please. I beg of you." Deku turning around and continuing to walk towards the man saying, "Don't deserve to die, you say? Well." Deku grabbing onto the man's leg as he would have thrown that man into the side of the van, him saying, "Miss, are you sure you don't want this man to be killed by me? Because, in my eyes, he deserves to die. Not for kidnapping you though, but for using 30 minutes to capture one single girl with 4 others with him." You saw the kidnapping? "Why, yes, I did. I was on my way to eat dinner." And you did nothing?" "Like I said, Missy, I am no hero, and I never will be. But that aside, are you 100% sure you don't want me to kill him?" "Yes, please, spare him." "Well then, mister, looks like you get to live for another day. I hope you're grateful, but the next time you see me, well, pray to God. Pray for him to give you mercy, because that will never come. And also, be sure to thank this lady with all of your heart." As Deku would have just walked away from that man and towards that girl. The girl seeing and or hearing what Deku did to the ones who kidnapped her, aka killing them and ripping them to shreds, yeah, the girl would of course been terrified. Her saying, "Please, don't kill me. I did nothing wrong. Please." Deku stopping right in front of the girl, leaning in closer and saying, "Next time, don't try to get kidnapped again. If you want an advice, here's one. Don't let your guard down when you're alone." Deku, after saying that, he would have just continued to walk away. The girl, being confused, she would have tried to turn around and ask Deku for his name, but whenever she did, Deku would have already been gone. And after, let's say, 2 to 4 minutes, the police would have arrived, with them investigating what happened, and also asking the girl for, well, answers and what happened. Now, after this incident, it would have been, let's say, a month later, with Deku being inside his apartment watching some TV. However, that was when his phone would have rang. Deku picking up his phone and saying, "Yeah, it's me, what do you want?" The guy on the other side of the phone saying, "Ah, yes, Accelerator, you have a new commission." "Really? What type is it?" "It's search and find." "Great. And the pay?" 1 million USD. "Huh, really? 1 million?" "Yes, 1 million. Then this person must be very important." Apparently, the one you need to find is the contractor's daughter." "Huh, that makes sense. Right, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Prepare the file for me." "Yes, sir, right away." As just then, Deku would have hung up the phone, him changing his clothes, as he would have just went to the headquarters of the Hunter organization. And whenever he arrived, Deku would have went to the counter and told the man to give him the file. To which he does, him also telling Deku that if he wants to accept that contract and or commission, he would need to call this number. Deku asking whose that number is and or who it belongs. The guy would just say that that number belongs to Mr. Yaoyorozu, who was the one who made this request and or made this commission. Now, after that, Deku would have walked out the door as he would have just jumped to the rooftop, him taking out his flip phone and calling Mr. Yaoyorozu, with the following conversation basically being Deku asking for more information and accepting that request and or commission. And with the conversation ending, Deku would have started to jump from rooftop to rooftop to try and find Momo Yaoyorozu, who apparently was the girl that he saved. Now, let's skip to 2 to 3 hours later, with Deku finding where Momo Yaoyorozu is, who is captured and put in a warehouse, which is guarded by, let's say, 15 to 20 people. Not just any people though, they are armed with guns. Deku being on top of a rooftop and across the street from the warehouse, him seeing that everyone there has guns, even though they were made to look like BB guns, he would have known that they're armed. So, although Deku can literally just go in there and defeat everyone and save Momo, Deku would not have done that, since there are still people on the street. They might hear the commotion, aka gunshots, and come to see what's going on, and in the process of trying to see what's going on, get shot or even get killed. Along with Deku not wanting to kill someone that doesn't deserve to die, he would just wait until about 10 to 11 p.m., where people should have already went to bed and or went home. Now, whenever it is 10:30 p.m., Deku would have jumped from the rooftop and land in front of the warehouse. With the armed kidnappers there being confused, he would have knocked them out swiftly without making a noise. After that, he would have arrived at the front door and knock on it, saying, "Knock knock." The kidnappers inside being confused, them asking each other what's going on since their teammates outside should take care of it, and thinking that they will, they would have just ignored the knockings. However, when they ignored the knockings can be heard again, but this time it is a bit louder, as one of the kidnappers from inside, who is armed, would have walked to the door to see who was knocking. And whenever he looked through the door hole, what he saw there shocked him to his core, since this kidnapper was the survivor who survived Deku's quote-unquote saving of that girl, or well, Momo Yaozu. Him being terrified and starting to walk back, saying, "Oh no, no, oh no, we're all gonna die. Oh no, 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 no." With the leader of the kidnappers saying, "What's wrong? Did you see who's knocking?" The one who looked through the door hole would have just continued saying, "Oh no, no, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. No, 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 no." Just then, the door would have been knocked out from its hinges, with everyone inside seeing Deku holding up his leg and saying, "Knock, knock." The leader, pointing his gun at Deku, would have said, "Who are you? Why are you here? And how did you find us?" Deku, ignoring the leader, he would have looked down to see the guy in front of him saying, "Whoa, look who it is! The guy that Let's survived! How wonderful to see you again." Him looking up and at the rest of the kidnappers and saying, "Wow, looks like you had more friends than I thought. I guess more fun for me." The leader saying, "Answer my question. Who are you? Why are you here? And how did you find us?" "Oh, please. Finding villains and kidnappers aren't that hard. But I'm not gonna tell you. You're gonna die anyways. You are just gonna waste my time." Big talk. Really? Coming from the guy who hides behind a gun. And behind his own men. Fire! Just as the leader said that, every single kidnapper that's guns there would start to fire at Deku, which, yeah, Deku just reflects every single bullet. It going straight back at the gun, and or the guy who is holding the gun. So after opening fire at Deku for like 3 seconds, everyone who pulled the trigger at Deku would have died. Deku, seeing all of the kidnappers basically killing themselves, he would have started to laugh, saying, "Seriously, did you really think that I'll just come here without anything being prepared? Or knowing the fact that I can win? Wow, you guys are dumber than I thought. What did you do?" Just then, Deku would have disappeared and reappeared in front of the leader's face, him saying, "2 words. Vector control." The leader, knowing what vectors are, he would have said, "Oh, no, no, no," as that was when Deku would have cut him off by grabbing him by his neck, lifting him up in the air, and asking, "Now then, Mr. what is it? Leader? I only have one question for you. Where is the girl you kidnapped?" The leader, cowering in fear, he would have just told Deku where Momo Yaozu is. Deku, after listening to what the leader told him, he would have let go of the leader and, well, jam his left hand's finger into the leader's right shoulder, him saying, "Thank you for your help, leader. However, no survivors." As the leader would start to feel his blood reversing. And, well, he blew up. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Remember like part 3 where Deku was fighting the clones of his target in the target's bar? Yeah, I did something wrong back then. Remember when I said that Deku touched the skin of those clones and caused them to explode? Yeah, I was wrong about that. Deku cannot do that, since he has to come in contact with the blood of the, well, target first, and then he can reverse the blood. So this is just gonna be a bit of a retcon. So instead of him just touching those clones and causing them to explode, he would first cut the clones with his pocket knife, causing them to bleed, and then jamming his hand and or finger into that wound, making contact with the clone's blood, and then reversing it, causing that clone to explode. Basically, there are just more steps to Deku exploding other people by reversing their blood. Yeah, again, I'm sorry for forgetting and or missing this detail. Now, with that out of the way, let's continue with this what if. Deku, after killing the leader, he would have walked over to where the leader told him that Momo is, and, well, he found Momo Yaoyorozu. And also a couple more people. Yeah, there's like 5 people there. Deku, using his flip phone to call the police, he then would have freed Momo Yaoyorozu and destroy his flip phone. After destroying his flip phone, Momo, seeing Deku, he would have of course been surprised and scared. Him asking Deku why he's there and what he's going to do with her. Deku saying, "Don't worry, I'm not here to hurt you. I was requested by your father to come save you, so I did. Now, Miss Yaoyorozu, would you like to come with me and meet with your father?" Momo, still a bit frightened by Deku and the experience that she experienced, she would have reluctantly go with Deku. And whenever she did, Deku would have carried her princess style. Him walking off the warehouse and jumping away. Momo still not trusting that Deku is hired by her father, and also being terrified by Deku's presence, she would have closed her eyes and not wanting to know where she's heading, and or where Deku is taking her to. However, to Momo's surprise, Deku is actually comforting her, saying that she doesn't need to be scared anymore and that he is here to protect her. But Momo, even after hearing those kind words, she would still be scared of Deku. Because, you know, until whenever Momo felt that Deku stopped, Deku would have told Momo to open her eyes, to which Momo frighteningly does. Yet, to her astonishment, what she saw was a gleaming city from below, sparkling stars in the night sky, a soft yet bright moon, as she would have heard Deku saying, "Relax, I'm not gonna hurt you, see?" Momo, looking at Deku, at that moment she would have thought, his eyes, they're genuinely sincere, and not filled with rage. And at that split second, Momo smiled. Deku, seeing that smile, he would have been reminded of his mom's smile, as a tear could be seen dripping from Deku's eye. And that will be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. They'll be amazing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!